Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to go over some stuff from yesterday, some observations, some past experiences, issues that um, we've had here in Racist City with Allender and Rapid City Police. Yesterday, there was an event for the 4th of July. That's July now, not July. July. um, anyway, I was got notice of this rally last week, and United Urban Warrior Society supported it. We have members that were at the event, members that would attend. Unfortunately, I work overnights, and the type of work I it's almost impossible to get any time off, especially going into the holidays and having just had a week's vacation last week. Um, Anyway, last week when the notice was put out, there was a comment in there from a guy from Custer, South Dakota, and he had put out a request to his friends, "Hey, you want to have fun?" I engaged him. He contacted me on Messenger. We had a rather heated debate. Obviously, he was not in supportive of the rally. Um, he also went on to say he has 1,500 friends that would come and back the Rapid City Police. That was posted, and then shortly after that, the Rapid City Police and the idiot mayor got this bright idea that this thing might turn violent. But they had their little phony city council thing yesterday before the rally, and they never mentioned these guys from Custer coming into Rapid and raising hell with our rally. It was all on the natives. It's all our fault. We're the ones that's causing a problem. We're the ones that are going against their system. We're the ones that won't play their game. We're the ones that won't comply to their authority and their rule. And we won't comply to the good old boys of Rapid City that basically control and manipulate everything in Rapid City, as everyone already knows. I really had to laugh at their little city council meeting that they did the live video of. What a bunch of bullshit. First off, that Beverly Warren person, I believe to be a sellout. Every time there's an event or an issue with the natives, she's one of the go-to people to come up and do her little prayer and say this and say, she's not my elder. I'm 60 years old. She's not my elder. She's older, but she's not my elder. And she's also associated with Oyate Health. Oyate Health is supported by Steve Allender and the city leaders because they're trying to weasel their way into some land deals that'll benefit them down the road. That's always been the case. They really wanted the property at Susan. Fortunately, we stopped that from happening, so now they're Susan stays. Um, that Karen who spoke on the mini Luazan ambassadors, they're a joke. They're a joke. They're controlled and manipulated again by Allender and the good old boys of Rapid City. They're funded by non-natives. They're ran by a non-native. Um, I have talked to many grassroots groups, native groups here in Rapid City, and many of them have reached out to this MOA. And if you don't tell them what they want to hear, if you don't comply to their ideology or what they think it is, they block you, they ignore you, and they won't listen to you. You question things they don't want questioned. They already have their agenda. Their little agenda is what I call a feel-good group. They just do enough to make everybody else think that they're accomplishing something, and they're really not. All they're doing is dividing Indian country here in Rapid City. You have a few sellouts that bow to him, or even members of MOA. Most of the natives that I believe, or that I have seen involved with MOA, um, have been paid off. They have benefited from that through city council. They've received favors in some form or another. They're not fooling anybody, and that MOA does not represent grassroots natives here in Rapid City. They represent the assimilated yuppie Indians, the loaf around the forts. What I call loaf around the forts. Um, they're only interested in natives that want to pledge allegiance and stand to the flag and bow down to almighty United States of America KKK. Um, they want natives that will lean towards city leadership and basically kiss their ass and put them on a pedestal, and then makes everybody else look bad because they play off of them sellouts or loaf around the forts. The new police chief talking, Opie. I call him Opie. Reminds me of Opie. There was an event we had about 8 or 9 years ago. Stan Adelstein, Allender, and there was another group at the time that was doing community relations. They had a meeting at Minerva's, at that motel up there. And I remember Allender introducing this guy, and the guy got up and he spoke, and he even started crying. He was in police uniform, said he came here from Wyoming, and he really liked Rapid City, and he never seen no racism, and people are just making this shit up, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure, but I think it's Opie, and we all know that he is, what's the word? He's um, been molded by Allender. He's been groomed. That's the word I'm looking for. He's groomed for his position. He's groomed by Allender. He does everything Allender wants. We all know that. Look what happened to City Hall when Allender shoved a cameraman and Opie just stood there. He should have done something. But see, he's under control. Allender has him under his thumb. We put out a formal complaint, and we put out a petition that has close to 1,000 signatures on calling Allender out to be accountable for what he did. And I have yet to hear from City Council on that issue. I have contacted them, and they just, well, we don't recognize this as a legitimate complaint. Well, who the fuck are you to tell us what a legitimate complaint is? It's a complaint from people that live here in Rapid City. You guys gonna pick and choose every goddamn thing that you want? It don't work that way. We're part of this community too. Get your head out of your asses. Back to this clown from Custer that wanted to bring all his KKK friends to interrupt the march yesterday. Rapid City played it like a friggin' fiddle. They played, the media played it out. The Rapid City police blew it way out of proportion. They made this big deal out of nothing. What the hell are you afraid of? Bunch of grandmas and aunties and kids and some teenagers? What are you afraid of? Are we really that much of a threat? Had it been any other day than the 4th of July, you probably wouldn't even give any attention to it like you did all the other rallies that we have had over the last few years. Unless it benefits you or makes us look bad, it don't get no attention. A few years ago, we had an anti-police rally, And I warned everybody. I says, no, don't play into the cops. Oh, the cops wanted to control this. They wanted to control that. Oh, you guys have to be here. You guys have to be there. I didn't even go. Why? Because that place was peppered with cops, undercover cops, county sheriffs, highway patrol guys were all over. Shit, you would think they was getting ready to take over Rapid City. And then you had the photo ops. I have a photo of some of the guys buttering up to Rapid City Police, standing there holding the AIM flag for a photo op with the cops. What the hell is that? Who does that? Why would you do that? You bought into them, and then what happened? That very night, we paid the price. A young man was shot and murdered by Rapid City Police, and it was a justified murder as usual. You know, the Rapid City cops are never wrong. Rapid City leadership's never wrong. You know, we're just a bunch of dumb Indian savages that don't know jack shit to them. You know, they're always right. Um, Again, the police manipulated and controlled this. They blew it out of proportion. If it wasn't for the 4th of July, it would have been a whole different ballgame. I commend those 4 warriors that climbed up on that building and posted that flag. I commended American Indian Movement grassroots for making a stand. I commend um, everybody that was there. You did an awesome job. I drove by there on my way to work, and I'm thinking, hell, I want to ride around the block. I couldn't even do that because I'd been late. And I, you know, I would have been there. But we had members of UWS there. We got some video footage, and we supported it. And you guys did awesome. We got to do more of this. We really do got to do more of this. Um, we got to keep it up. We got to keep the pressure on. We got to let them know that, you know, we're not going away. You know, the other thing that I wanted to bring up is Allender had no effing business opening his racist mouth. His history speaks for himself. His lies to his forked tongue. He said that something about the protests have only been around mostly for the last year since COVID because of community stress. That's a bunch of bullshit. Allender, you're a fucking idiot. You know, we have had many rallies. We've had many native events. We've had homeless events. We had homeless feeds, none of which were covered by your bought and sold out KOTA, Black Hills News, News Center one, and the Racist City Journal. You know, we know they're all bought out. They're all part of the agenda, you know, to discredit anything that natives do in regards to activism or standing up for this or that. You guys really want us to just to total assimilate and become good little brown Americans. That's all you want. It ain't going to happen. We're not going away. We're going to keep on coming. We're going to keep on coming. We're going to let you know we're free Lakotas. We're not Americans. Many of us are not Americans. We're free Lakotas. We don't want to be part of your fantasy land of the freedom, home of the brave bullshit. Even your U.S. Constitution is a joke. Your Declaration of Independence didn't even include Native American people on this continent. They referred to us as savage beasts. And you want us to bow down to that? You want us to be patriotic to your European ideology and those 4 idiots up on Mount Rushmore that all had an agenda to wipe out and eliminate Native Americans off this continent so they could have their land, so they could steal everything, the resources. And you guys can't even apologize for it. Oh, you know, that's in the past. It's time to move on. Bullshit. When there's a formal apology, when there's restitution, and when things start to change in Indian country, we get a city representative of our choosing, not Allender's choosing or Opie's choosing. When we get somebody that we want in there, that we look up to, that can speak for us, Then we can move forward. Your little MOA group and all them, they're a joke. They don't do jack shit for nobody. Allender referred to, oh, well, if you want something accomplished, you got to go through the court system. Your court system is a joke. The same court system that has unproportionate justice between natives and non-natives. Hell, your jails are full of natives. Natives are profiled by your cops. They're picked on. They can't even walk down the goddamn street without a cop pulling over and harassing them, asking them for their ID. This is not a stop an ID state. They don't have to tell you jack shit. Don't care what you think or who you are, what kind of badge you have. You're a public goddamn servant. That's it. Unless I'm breaking the law, or unless Rapid City natives are breaking the law, you have no power or authority over them. Leave them the hell alone. If you pull over a carload of skins for a driving infraction, only the driver has to ID. You don't have to get them all out of the car, line them all up, and ID every goddamn one of them. That's against our civil rights. That's going to stop, because we're going to record everything and we're going to put it on blast. You want change? You be the change. Step up. Lead by example. If you just think you're going to demand this and demand that and enforce this and enforce that, screw that. It's not going to happen. Your same court system acknowledged that the Black Hills was illegally taken by the U.S. government and that it legally belongs to us. What good's that going to do if they don't even honor their own decision, their own whatevers, And you want us to trust in your judicial system? It's a joke. It don't work for us. It's not fair. It's not right. Allender, you're the perfect example of you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. I've said that many, many times. You sat there, we know you're crooked. We know you're lying half the time. You're shifty. I don't know what your agenda is, but your racism really oozes out of your body language and out of things you say and your actions you take. I've seen enough videos. I noticed that some of the Rapid City older cops are retiring. That's a good thing. Jim Johns needs to go too. He's another tyrant piece of shit. I've seen videos of him thinking just because he's got a badge, he and a stick up his ass and a chip on his shoulder, that he's somebody. You're a servant, man. You're a public goddamn servant. Nothing more, nothing less. Just do your job. Retire. Save us all a heartache. Couple more things that I want to talk about is Rapid City. They always talk about, oh, we want change. We want change. We need change. We need to resolve this issue, and we need to resolve that issue. We need to work together on this. That's not what you really want, though. You want it, but you want it on your terms, under your conditions, under your ideology, in your way, under your control, under your command, and you want it your way. Anytime we make a suggestion, oh, well, that don't work because, who gives a fuck? If you're not going to listen, why am I even standing here? Just go do whatever you're going to do. We don't give a shit. The other thing I noticed, just because you're married to a Lakota, or you're friends of Lakotas, or you go to powwows, or you worked on the res, or natives, that don't mean nothing. It really don't mean nothing. Being Indian or native is a matter of blood. Or I should say, it's not a matter of blood, it's a way of life. A life that we live every day. We live this life. This is who we are. We're not brown Americans. What the hell is that? We're Lakotas. We're indigenous people. We have our own spirituality. We have our own traditions. We have our own culture. We have our own mentalities and ideologies. Those belong to us. Why would we give all that up to be what? We would never fit in your eyes. We would never be accepted. No matter how much a native kisses your ass, bows down to you, pledges to your government, and bows and puts their hand on that rag you call a U.S. flag, you still look down at us. We'll still be Indians to you, and we'll still never be like you. You know, this is white is right, white privilege 101. In Rapid City, look at your history. I mean, people don't believe me? Google it. There's so much stuff out there. Google it. You know, I'm not racist. I'm half Scottish. Hey, I'm a half breed. I'm a Yeska. I can pick on both sides. You know, that's one thing good about being a Yeska. The sad part of it is I'm too goddamn white to be Indian, and I'm too goddamn Indian to be white. So I'm gonna pick on both of you. But you know, where's the change? The change is when we are at the table by people that we choose to represent us. People of our picking, not because Rapid City Police was that Vaughn guy, Mr. Magoo, Jegorus a few years ago. He picked him to represent the Native community. What the hell is that about? Who the hell are you to choose for us? We can't pick our own. That Lieutenant Olson one time I talked to him, I asked him about that. How come we can't pick our own leaders? Oh, well, how long is that going to take? Well, you know, we're going to do it our way. Yeah, you're an idiot too. Another one should be retired. You know, um, the racism just oozes out of your languages, out of your actions, the way you treat the homeless people. You know, the way you don't even follow your own laws. You know, you remind me of all these goody two shoe Christians in these local churches around here that put up a good talk, but they don't even walk their own talk. They don't even practice what they preach. They're just all about prestige and politics and who looks good. You know, churches are getting bigger and they're getting more political, and the people are still suffering. Nothing's changed. You know. So anyway, that is my rant. Shout out to all the warriors out there. Shout out to all the warrior women out there. You guys are doing an awesome job. You are supported. The world is watching Rapid City. All eyes are on you. We're seeing how you do this. And if you think you're just going to bully your way through, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. You know, anytime you get out and you speak in a little group like you did, it's a dog and pony show, man. Just more smokes and mirrors. Everybody just laughs at you because they know the truth. You're just saying. You're playing the media. You're playing the local newspaper. You're playing the the non-native racist community. You're feeding them what they want to hear, and then that whole thing just makes to make us look bad. And you know what? We've been looking bad with you guys for 200 years. You think we're really bothered that? Remember that old saying when we were kids, sticks and stones don't break my bones? Or sticks and stones might break my bones, but names will never hurt me? Nah, we just laugh it off, man. We know who we are. We know where we come from. We know who our ancestors are. You know, remember that. Your forefathers are not our forefathers. You know, they're tyrants. They're rapists. They're murderers. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. Toksha.